All right, this is right out of your code book. This is page 146. It is the span chart, table 923.4.3, maximum spans for steel beams supporting floors and dwelling units. So again, that's table 923.4.3. Let's have a look. Supported joist length, half the sum of the joist spans on both sides of the beam. 2.4 meters, 3 meters, 3.6, 4.2, 4.8, 5.4, and 6 meters, okay? 6 meters, that's going to give you 19 feet of joist on the left. Basically 19 feet of joist on the left, 19 feet of joist on the right. So we get quite a big span out of them. W150 by 22, which is our little beam over there, can span 5.5 meters. 5.5 meters, if we just multiply 5 by 3, that's 15 feet from one support to the next support if it has a supported joist length of 2.4 meters sitting on top of it. It can span 5.2 meters if it has a supported joist length of 3 meters on top of it. It could span 4.9 meters if it has 3.6 meters of supported joists above it. This is for one story. This table is split into two halves. The second half deals with 2 stories supported. Now it's supporting twice 2 stories, and if we look at the same beam for a supported joist length of 3 meters, which is roughly 18 feet, 18 feet of supported joists on each side, you're going to end up with a span from one column to the next of 4.4 meters. Now hopefully you're doing a little bit of math in your head and realizing that that is way bigger than what the column footing chart, 915.4.3, gave us to work within. We had to be within 9 foot 10 inches between each column support, and we can go way beyond that with our beams. But if we're going to use these huge spans, we have to adjust our column footing sizes to match. Okay, so that's reading the steel chart. The next chart we're going to put up is for wood frame construction. Wood frame construction, this guy here, the steel one, is 146, right out of the code book. For built-up wood beams, you're actually going to have to go back into your tables. And you're going to start at table A8. A8. Maximum spans for built-up wood beams supporting not more than one floor. And this table is going to go all the way to table A11. Let's just have a quick look at this first one here. This is going to start to look a little bit more familiar. Commercial class. Now we're dealing with a built-up wood beam. So now we have to start thinking about what type of wood this is made of. And if we're dealing with Southern Ontario, we're dealing with commercial designation of spruce pine fir, or SPF, and again, we're going to be dealing primarily with number 1 and number 2 grade. So, let's have a look up here. Another new component. Size of the built-up beam, 3 2x8s, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5s for your 2x6, 2x8, 2x10. Supported joist length is now down this column here. And then the span between each of the supports is listed underneath how many plies. Minimum 3 ply, maximum 4 ply. Okay? And when you're looking through this chart, you're working through. Now each of these charts is done up for 1 story supported, or 2 stories supported, or 3 stories supported. Okay, so again, in this particular one here, the smallest one we have is a 3-ply 2x8, then a 3-ply 2x10, and then a 3-ply 2x12, 4-ply 2x8, 5-ply 2x8, 4-ply 2x10, 5-ply 2x10, 4-ply 2x12, 5-ply 2x12. Coming down the side of the chart now, the supported joist length. Same supported joist length we found in the steel chart, just located in a different spot, and then the span between each column here. So a supported joist length of 4.8 meters. If we did a 3-ply 2x10 beam, we could span 2.79 meters. Okay? A 4-ply would go 3.22 meters, and a 5-ply would go up to 3.6. Okay? That's your built-up wood chart. If you go to the next chart's going to be 2-story supported, 3-story supported. You're always going to deal with spruce, pine, and fir, and you're always going to deal with number 1 and 2 grade. So although there's a tremendous amount of information,